And you mentioned the man of the hour, Juan Soto. He was received. He said it was going to be 50,000 against one. It sounded pretty much like it was 50,000 against one. How did you? What was your thoughts on the reactions that Yankees fan gave him from the F1 Soto chance to the bleacher creatures just in a very symbolic way turning their back on him, as the guy said he turned his back on us. So what was your reaction to that?
Yeah, I think it's it's mutual, maybe not mutual. I think he has mixed emotions because he doesn't look very engaged so far. It's really weird. I mean, I know he was only with us, excuse me, 1 year, and people say, well, your reaction, Yankee fans' reaction is ridiculous. I've heard Mad Dog Russo even say it's over the top. He was there 1 year, he was a hired mercenary. But here's the thing you forget. He was there 1 year and we made the World Series with him. He was there 1 year and he left the Yankees for the Mets to go down the road. And the Yankees offered a ridiculous amount. But the Yankees have now improved their team with Max Fried, with Paul Goldschmidt, with Cody Bellinger, with Devin Williams. So plan B, even though it wasn't the sexy plan, Soto and Judge, plan B, I think in the long run, might have been a godsend. It might, because you can't give one guy double what Judge has. And Judge is a better all around complete player anyway. So I think really the reason everybody got upset, and even me, was because how dare you leave the Yankees and go down the street? It's like, you go to your cousin's house and you're like, you left me for your cousin? So, I think the Yankee fan, including me, we've gotten over it, but we wanted to let him know what we think of him, how we feel about him after 1 year. It was like a one night stand. So that's why I think, a lot of people are like, well, the Yankee fan had no business getting mad. He wasn't there 5 years. If he had done 5 years, we probably would have given him a standing ovation. But we just didn't like the quickie. We didn't like that in and out kind of thing. And then if he had gone to the Dodgers or somebody else would say, okay, good luck. Hey, you gave us a good year. But the Mets? Why the Mets? Why? Because Stevie Cohen has a lot of money? I guess. Yeah, kind of fitting. I mean, I was there Sunday night and it was a lot of fun. I walked in the stadium. It was electric. I was right by the Delta Club behind home plate. Then I was out in right field at some party suite and I had an obstruction. So I couldn't see. I stood up. I knew it was deep. And then I had to wait for the crowd to go crazy. But I had changed my seat when they took the lead. But it's kind of fitting that it landed right over his head. And it was like, hey man, take that. I mean, listen, we're the Yankees. We're loyal fans, and we loved him. We gave him our heart, and we just felt a little bit shunned because I think it's you went down the street to little brother. That's really what it was about. But when all is said and done, it's baseball. We got to get on with our team. We got to win. But he doesn't look like he's having a lot of fun. I don't really know what his deal is, what his problem is, but where's the shuffle? Where's the moxie? I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he needs to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe I could even help him.
But there are reports out there that are claiming he regrets. People think maybe he could regret his decision to sign with the Mets. Do you put any stock into that reporting?
you know, I'm only going by body language. And body language tells me that maybe he does miss it. Maybe he does miss Yankee Stadium. Maybe he does miss wearing the pinstripes. Maybe he does miss that whole Soto Judge combo. Because there's something about putting on that uniform. I don't care who you are, what you are. There's a couple of iconic uniforms in sports. The Yankees are one, the Dodgers are another. The Mets, they're the Mets. They're not as iconic. I'm sorry. They're the bastard child of the Dodgers and the Giants. They're always going to be, the lovable Mets. But the Yankees playing for them, maybe he does miss it on a certain level. I know he's a hired mercenary. He wanted to be the highest paid player, even though he's not. He's not Otani. He's not Judge. He's not box office. He's just a great, great hitter. He's a subpar outfielder, even though the other night he made some good catches against us. All of a sudden, he remembered how to catch the ball. But for us, he was letting a lot of balls go by him. So, I don't know. Only time will tell if it's in his head. And I do think a part of me says something's going on with him. You are a human being, even though he's kind of robotic. You are a human being.
You mentioned that though, obviously, how everyone was upset at the beginning, yourself included. But so far for the season, obviously the Mets have a good record, but the Yankees overall just look like the better team defensively. You have good pitching. Obviously, hindsight's 2020 right now, but are you right now more happy that they didn't re-sign him and allocated their money to other positions of need?
I'll tell you the truth. Now, all the smoke is cleared and I've had time to digest it. I know I had a wild video a while back where I threw the glove, the bat or whatever, but I'm a knowledgeable baseball fan. I also get crazy and yell, but I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this game. And I actually think it was a very good move because that's not a good contract. None of those contracts are good. Anything over 10 years is a disaster. You look at these contracts. Look at Bogarts on San Diego. They overpaid. And now they're stuck 12 years. Look at a lot of these contracts. They never work out. It's different with Judge. He was homegrown, or Jeter, homegrown. So we got Max Fried, who's been an absolute stud. Cole went down. We needed a number one. He's as good, if not maybe even better than Cole as a number one. And Goldschmidt has been tremendous. He's got a lot left in the tank for a 37, 38-year-old guy. And we didn't get much production last year from first base. Cody Bellinger is now finding his way. Got a great swing. Williams bombed at first, but now he's coming around as a setup guy. So, Grisham's they've been better defensively. And they're giving some kids like Dominguez a chance who could really run. He's a switch hitter. He hasn't been as good from the right as the left. But overall, our team seems to be not totally complete, but better. Kind of a work in progress. And in the long run, I think we might be better off without this dude. I really, you know what? You can't just allocate all the money to one guy and then not fill all the needs. So you know what? God bless. Good riddance. Good luck. Get out of here.